get ready to practice the practical aspect of DBMS today. Good evening, our tutor. Good evening, Mr. Abdulaziz. Good evening. Please, when we get to like 15, we can start. I've made you co-host, Mr. Abdulaziz.
Good evening, everyone. For everyone who is joining, you're welcome. We're waiting for some minutes before we come.
Good evening, Demian. Happy Sunday.
Thank you, Philip. Good evening. It's been a while. We'll just give it like 3 more minutes.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I think David already mentioned once we hit 15, we can start. So over to you, David. Thank you very much. I think we're more than 20. Hello, read one.
Please, can you hear me?
Hi. Good, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Please, you can start the class. I'll need you quickly.
Are you the one recording, or let me take over the recording? Hi, good evening, everyone. Uh, we are going to continue from where we left yesterday. I'll be sharing my screen. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
So yesterday we introduced ourselves into what a database is, and we used analogy of how HR HR cabinet is related to a database, and we also used Excel to do one or two things, right? So we had how Excel is related to database. Are we able to create? Are we able to read? We spoke about what SQL is, why SQL itself. Spoke about just different types of DBMS, right? So, and so yesterday we started introduction into writing SQL statements, right? So there are there are a lot of SQL statements. We will try as much as possible to go as fast as we can, though even though we are moving fast, right? The quality of what we learn is also very important. So, without wasting much of time, let's get right into it. So, using W3 schools so they have an online DB that you can actually select and do some other SQL queries on. So what we'll be doing right now, we'll start with the select. So when we do select, is that we are trying to return, or we are trying to return records. We are trying to view records. So I remember we spoke about code, right? We spoke about code. We said create, read, update, delete, right? So when we are doing a select, we are reading the record from the database. So I work with the HR team, and Udemy requested for some of our record, right? We're going to the HR cabinet. We look for where there is you, right? We go into that cabinet. We start looking for where we see Udemy, right? So when we see Udemy, we pick out that folder. So there might now be multiple Udemy, right? So all of these concepts that we are using in real life scenario, let us plug it into our database, right? So we go into the HR cabinet. We go to the section where we could see you, labeled you. We go into that drawer. We start selecting until we find when we see our you, when we see Udemy, right? We pick out. So it could be that give me all Udemy. It might not, there might be 10 Udemys, right? So we are only looking for where the first name is Udemy. So I'm making use of one particular word. Where. These are things that, so these things are not hard, right? What matters most is create this thing in your head. Like, this is what I actually want to do, right? Then I would now, it's just English. Go to the HR departments, go to their cabinets, search for all staff that are bearing Udemy. No, it's really quite easy, right? So it's a simple information I've been given that I should search where the staff name is Udemy. So immediately I see Udemy, what do? I pick them out. I could keep searching. All the Udemys, I pick them out. So the same way we are going to do with our database. As at this moment, are we lost yet? Are we lost yet?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. So we'll go into, so the first thing we have a table called customers. I mentioned this yesterday that when you see star, it means all when we are doing SQL. So when you say select, right? Just like, oh, for some of us that are Nigerians. But now select. You select Okrika. You select the one that you want to use. You pick them up, right? Just the same thing in database. Select, oh yeah, select the ones where you want. Select the ones you want. That's just it. So now you say select all from customers. Pick all our customers, bring all our customers' records to us. That is what we've done here. And it's telling us that we have 91 records. Select, yeah, pick. That is just it. That's what it is. Select, pick, 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 pick. So don't let that name database, don't be afraid about it. Don't be afraid of it. Just bring it into what you're doing. So we do what? We select, we pick, select all from customers table. So now from our customers table, we can see all the record. So now we are now trying to say, I was saying something about Udemy, right? That, oh, go to the HR cabinet, select all staff that are bearing Udemy. So here, right, we want to search where the contact name. So now there is some, so, okay. The first thing I'll do, we can see, let me scroll down. Let me pick this guy, Fran, right? Fran Wilson. I say select all from customers where the contact name. So imagine this contact name as Udemy. So if that name I'm using, if it's so you have to mention the column you are searching from. You know, these are columns, right? And then these are rows. We explained this when we're introducing ourselves to database. It contains of rows. Rows are for individual records, and we spoke about the columns, right? The kind of data that are contained in the columns, right? So where the contact name equals this guy, and I run my SQL query. It's just one guy. So I have picked is among all the customers where the contact name is Fran Wilson. I've picked that guy. I could see all of his records. I could see all of his records. Now, so you see, these they are keywords. You see, all these guys that are being highlighted in blue, they are keywords in SQL. Select from where. Now, I will do something else. Let me see if I can. Okay, what I've just done is I just commented out that line. Okay, don't worry. This guy does not know what I just passed, so let me just cut it out. I'll return it. So now, you know, I said something earlier that go and pick record from the HR, or now we are using customers record, where the contact name has Maria. The contact name has Maria. So I would now say contact where contact name, then look at this, like. It looks like, you know, when we are discussing, this guy looks like Zach Oji. This guy looks like Peter Oduchi. So it looks like, so these are things we talk, these are statements we use on a daily basis. Like, it looks like. So now we are searching where the contact name like Maria, right? So now I'm going to give you, so look at this. this percentage sign, right? So when I say Maria, I'll explain this right now. Don't worry. You could see it showed me 2 customers that has their name like Maria. However, this sign, this percentage sign you've added, right? It's saying that the first, it starts with Maria forward. So anything else after it doesn't care. Now, if I remove this guy and I put it behind Maria, it's saying that go and look for any contact name that has anything before it, then Maria is at the end of it, right? Anything, whatever is in the front, I don't care. Just give me that at the end of it is bearing Maria, right? I would then run this. There are no records. So I could actually place that percentage before and after. So that is, I don't care. I don't know how this thing is being sorted. Go and look for Maria, either anything from the right, anything from the left. I shall want to make sure that Maria exists in the contact name. And I put the sign. Is anyone confused yet? Are we confused?
Not yet.
No, sir.
Following.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you see
No.
when you see SQL statements that has like, that is what is being used for. That is what it's being used for. Anything that looks like, it's just English language. Anything that looks like, return it for me. So when you are using like, this is very important. The placement of your percentage sign is very important. All we've been doing is select all, select all, select all. In the real sense, I don't need this customer ID. All I need is the contact name, the customer name, the contact name, and his address, or maybe with the country. So what do? I will specify the columns I need. I'll specify the columns I need. So I need what? The customer name. I need what? The contact name. I need his address. I need the city and country. Let's run it. Can you see? It has taken out unnecessary information because we are specific that these are the details I need. I could also take out this where statement and say, this guy, just give me all of the records. You know, here now, I did not say select all, right? Because I did not say select all, it's not showing me all of the data. So it's showing me just the exact information I need. So let us say, let us introduce our, our where statement again. So I could give you, you could be in an interview and I'm asking you, select the customer name, contact name, address, city, and country for customers whose country is Germany. Customers that comes from Germany. So what do I need to do? I would use where, because I've already told you that I need customers that their country is Germany. Where country equals, so please, when you are selecting texts, ensure to put either your single quotes or your double quotes. And some databases, right, are case sensitive. I don't think this is case sensitive. Okay, this is not case sensitive. You could see it's giving us customers whose country is just Germany. So these are our spoken English that we are now presenting to SQL. That's why we even call it a language. We could say, oh, I need all customers whose city is Berlin. Are we lost?
No, interesting.
Not at all.
Not yet.
You would not even get lost. That's the goal. So I need you to see that when you talk about database, it's not something hard at all. It's just about understanding the concept. Understanding the concept. So, we said we have the create, the read. So all what we are doing currently is the read. So on our read, right, there are a lot of, okay, we have, let's use, you could see now, I've done the selects, I've done the where, I've done, I think, like, I've done SQL like. So let me quickly this distinct. So when they say distinct, what is distinct? Like the word sounds unique. So we are going to say select. So I know there are different countries, right? Different countries in my customer record. I don't say select distinct what? Country. I want to just know all the countries that exist. I don't want to know whose data are there. I just want to see the unique countries that exist in my record. Then run. So what we are doing now is we could be on this call and say, oh, we have 10,000 users on this call. But among these 10,000 users, we have 15 countries joining this call. That is a distinct. Though we could have 500 users from Nigeria, 10 users from India. So these are distinct. These are unique countries that are on this call. So now I say, select for me distinct, unique record. So all I need is, I need to pass the column that I want to select the distinct record. Are we still communicating? So
Yes, sir.
I'll quickly pick on. So we discussed the select. If we discuss the distinct, we have order by. So we'll still use it on the select, right? So I need to order my customer. I want to return all my customers in an orderly manner. So I could now select, I could now place the order to say, oh, order by the customer name. I want to order the records. So inside my file, right, I have the file scattered all around. Now, order it based on the customer name. So what do I need to do in real life? I have to pick those files. Oh, this is A, B, A, C, A, D, A. So I'll start sorting them out. I'll start ordering them. I'll start to order them. When I'm done, I'll then give it to my supervisor who requested for those files. So now we are now going to replicate the same thing in our database. So we are going to say select all from customers, order by customer name. Descending or ascending. So we are ordering in descending order. If you want to order in ascending order, we'll say ASC. Are we seeing changes? But you could see the customer ID, right? You could see this guy is 86. But because we are ordering by this customer name, are we still together? Yes. Is anybody performing magic here?
No.
So that is how we use our order by. So look at every of these guys you see in blue. They are keywords. So we've discussed order by. Okay, let's quickly use and. So and I want to return all the records of countries, Germany and Mexico. Record of customers whose country is Germany and Mexico. I'm going to touch two keywords by this query, where our country equals Germany and Mexico. Did it work? This did not work. Let me get another. So, okay, let me quickly just move into what I wanted to explain. I said I wanted to discuss too. So there's something called in, when you want to pick records of a particular range. I'll say where country in Germany, right, and Mexico. So let's run. It returned both Germany and Mexico. For this and this and this and this and let's see. Okay, so yeah, I think the mistake I made here was instead of using country out. Okay, Boyinde, you have your hands up.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it possible instead of using Germany, can we also use maybe a city in Germany instead of using that Germany instead? Will it work?
Yeah, sure. Okay, let's say where country equals to Germany and city equals to right. So where the country equals to Germany and the city equals to HN. Let's change the city and say we are looking for Berlin. So because you could have Berlin in Nigeria, you could have it in. So we are now specifying to say the country is Germany and the city is Berlin. So you've seen we've used and now we've used in. So let's quickly use or, right? So for and, right, it must be correct. So let's say or city equals to Berlin. So you could see the record we have here. It's doing a match. The country could either be Germany or the city is Berlin. But if I say the country is equals to Germany and the city equals to Berlin, those two parameters must be true. But when I say or, it means either of them must be true. Either this or this. This or this. Just like we are discussing, this or this. So if I see this, I give it to you. If I see this, I give it to you. If I see both of them, I drop it on your table. We are not performing magic yet, right? So let's say not. So for not, we'll say where our country is not where our country is not Germany. So you should return every other thing that is not Germany for us. Where not country equals Germany. So you should return other things for us, but no Germany. Are we still together?
Yes, well with you.
So, and some database allow you to do something like this. Not equals to Germany. Okay, let me say not equals to Mexico. So some database allows something like this. So this also means not equals to, but for some database, it won't allow you. So you can see this one is already telling us that there's an error in our database. Okay, Joyce, go ahead. Hi, Joyce.
Perform any
Sorry, I didn't
let's
get
say,
you.
or you are going to. I said, does that mean any operation like the and, the select, type days or
If you select the safest thing for you to do, just select all from the table first. Just select all. So when you select all, you see all the records. But most times when we have to perform a specific instruction, we know what. So there's something called scribe. If you want to know the columns in your database, you say describe scribe. This is not a keyword here. There's a describe function, right? There's a keyword called describe. Use it to describe a database. So it's actually expecting, but there's a describe function. So when you say describe, it tells you the columns that exist on our database. So it's unable to, so I think they did not give that function. So that is expecting all of this, right? So when you describe the database, you know the column names. You see the column name, you see the data type of the column. Joyce, have I answered your question?
Yes, you have. Then I have
Okay.
another. The second question is to later, like that select. Are you the one typing it, or when you click or when you type X, it brings it out as a catalog?
Yeah. So it doesn't change this automatically. It's what I type.
Okay,
But
thank
the
you.
keywords, so most of the database management systems today, they have some kind of some of them have IntelliSense, and they do some prettier such that it's they put colors. You see different colors for keywords so that you know, oh, this particular word is a keyword. So let's quickly do insert into, right? So for our inserts, so what we'll do, let's say inserts into, where are we inserting our record into? We are inserting it into a table. Our table is called what? Customers, right? And we are inserting what? We are inserting values. So there are two ways. There are two ways of inserting records. You could see I'm saying insert into the table. You can specify the columns. When you specify the column, the way you arrange those columns, the values must be placed in that same order. And we could also say insert into the table. All we just need to do is just say the values. We pass in the values we are inserting. When we pass in the values, it automatically use the default way those columns are arranged. But if we specify the columns, I'm saying the first column is customer name. What I'm passing into the customer name in the values must be the first. The second, so it must, the first in, first out. First in, first out. So the first column you are specifying, you pass the value as the first value. The second column you are specifying, you pass the second value. The third column. So because some tables allow what we call null. Please, this null, let me just, because it's a lot of things that we are trying to learn. When you see null, N-U-L-L, null is not the same thing as empty. Don't ever make that mistake. Null and empty, they are not the same thing. No. When we are creating our table, when we have administrative right to create our table, we could specify to say, oh, this particular column can allow null. Null is a character itself, like it's a data type itself. Where you are expecting null and you are seeing empty string, your application is going to return error. Null and empty column, they are not the same thing. Please don't let us make that mistake. They are not the same thing at all. So without wasting much of our time, let's move on. We are inserting into customers, right? We could specify to say customer ID, customer name, contact name, address, city, postal code, country. Then we'll now say values. The first guy is our customer ID. My customer ID, I give it most times, right? Because the way most IDs are, They are auto-incremental. I might decide not to insert the customer ID because immediately I insert, it will increase by 1. Because, yeah. Please, I need us to be really, really focused because there are a lot of things coming into my head as we are explaining. There is something called primary key, and there's something called foreign key. Primary key, foreign key. Please let us hold it on our hand. I'm going to explain it immediately after we finish with this. So the customer name, our customer name is Ridwan Abdulaziz. What I've typed here is nonsense. A text, a string, a text must be in quotes. I said this earlier. Don't type something like this. It is error. I don't want you to believe me, Sha. Let us try it. Our contact name is Alaja Nibon. This one. Our address is Mobility Estates. See? Lusaka. Our postal code is 10022. In which country? Zambia. Let us run this. Now, it's telling us, oh, sorry. Let me take this guy out first. It's telling us that there's something what? A missing operator in our query expression where Ridwan Abdulaziz. Now, let me insert this guy into our quotes and I run my query. Operation must be an updatable query. Okay. Basically, what is happening here is because we are using a read-only database. So it's not allowing us insert our record. That's just what is wrong here. But let me see. I think they do have they should be able to allow us. Let me see. Okay, they don't allow us insert records. So basically, this is because our database is a read-only database. So I cannot do an insert, not because my query is not working. Right? It's not because my query is not working. It's because we are using a read-only database. So let's quickly move on to something else. Yeah. So before I move on, I was trying to explain to say primary key, foreign key. Like it sounds, primary, foreign. Primary is where I currently exist. Foreign is that a foreign item from somewhere else. I'm bringing an item from somewhere else and I'm introducing it to where I am. I will take us back to our Excel documents that we created yesterday, right? Inside these Excel documents, we have what? Matric number. Here, our matric number is our primary key. A lot of times you see PK. When it comes to database, it means primary key. FK, foreign key. So you see this matric number. I was very particular about the records I created yesterday. In our exam records, right? In our exam records, this guy here, you see this matric number here in exam record is a foreign key because he is not the actual owner. He's only referencing record from the student's table. Please, do you understand? Do we understand, or I've confused some people?
Please, can you
Please
come
repeat.
again, back?
Please repeat,
Okay.
sir.
Can you repeat
Okay.
again?
Primary, where I am currently. That is my primary, right? Here, students is, okay, don't let me say where I am currently. The original record, originally, matric number is in our students table. That is where it is unique. You cannot have two students having the same matric number, right? Do we all agree? Do we all agree?
Yes.
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 So in our students table, one matric, one person, one matric, one person. In that table, our matric number is our primary key. Because we cannot have the same matric number more than once. It is there as our primary key. When I come to exam records, do you know that it's going to, okay, this first name, I carry this last name, religion, date of birth, state of origin. I bring it to exam records. Please, how data look like? Our data will start looking messy. It's going to start looking stupid. Everything is just going to be scattered here and there, right? So because we don't want our account, I'm now going to be referencing that primary key, because in exams and in our exams records, right, every matric number, so the matric number can now be duplicated like we have here, right? Because this matric number is hard for chemistry, it's hard for mathematics, it's hard for physics, it's hard for biology. In year 3. So is in exam records multiple times. Exam records all just need is matric number. They don't need his name. They don't need his date of origin. They don't need his date of birth. So anytime they want to know the details of that guy, match records. I can match this guy, call this matric number, and I'll fetch this record and I'll append it. It joins together, it combines together to look like it is one same record. That is when you start seeing something here. They call something joins. You'll not be hearing inner join, left join, right join, full join, self join. We might not be able to get to this place, but please, this introduction will set you on that pace that you need. Because here now, school registrars, what kind of problem is this man giving us? Our record of name is in a different data, is in a different table now. Exam record is different. How does he want us to combine it? You can actually combine it. Setting your joins. Where? So your join is now going to be taking this guy. When anytime you see this guy, it's going to return all of these details of this guy. Explain foreign key.
Yes.
Now
Yes.
it makes sense, right? So
Yes.
anytime we are
Yeah, it does.
referencing a primary key in one table, we are referencing it in another table. It is called a foreign key. So, and you know, we said something yesterday this is where the relation, this is where they are relations. They are brothers and sisters. They are uncles and cousins, right? This is where the relation starts coming in. Oh, to say, oh, in this primary key, I have XYZ. Then the primary key here serves as a foreign key here. Then this table is referencing to this table to pick some particular kind of record. That is where we now start discussing the relational database. So, I guess it's getting interesting, right?
Yes, sir.
So we spoke, I quickly hinted us about null, right? A field with null value is a field with no value. Please. You know, I've not, the truth is, the first time I'm opening W3 schools for SQL was yesterday when I was in this class. And I've not even opened it since after the class yesterday. But do you see the same thing I told you earlier? A null value is different from zero value or a field that contains spaces. They are not the same. Don't mistake them for each other. So look at, it is not possible to test for null values. You cannot say select all where equals to null. However, if you want to select records that have null, you use this syntax called is null, or you say is not null. You cannot use equals to, greater than, less than. That it doesn't work. If you need record that is null, you say is null. If it is not null, you say is not null. These are keywords. Let us quickly run into updates. Yesterday we did something here. We were updating record, right? Just the same thing. However, for us to write our update, right? We'll say updates. What are we updating? Our table called customers, right? Update customers. What are we updating our customers? First, customer name. Update customers. Set it. Change this record. Change this record. So when you say change this record, you know that in database we call it set. Set customer name equals to Ridwan Abdulaziz. Please, and please, don't ever make a mistake of running updates without where. If you do not put your where, it is going to update all the records at a go. If you have 1 million records, it's going to update everything at a go. I'm going to repeat the same word again. Do not run your update statement without a where clause. What I've done now is that all my customers set their customer name into Ridwan Abdulaziz. Please, have we caused chaos or not?
Big chaos.
Massive chaos.
Don't run updates without where. It is wahala you are looking for. So, where my customer ID equals to 1. So it is just one particular customer updating is, and I would run. I'm sure it's not going to allow us run the updates because it's a read-only database. I would have used a database locally, but I want you to have a platform that you can actually practice. Akim, your hands are up, please.
Yes. What else? there is an update which IT, my office, used to carry out. And once they are writing this
Update.
script, I mean, it's like an update, yes. I used to see once they write this kind of thing, they write one row, something like that. I don't understand that
So
part.
what they
I used
are
to see it
doing
separately.
is they are trying to limit the number of rows. So, and when you do row limits, right, you are updating the first record on that database. I think they do, they say, limits 1. I think so. Limits 1 or so. So you can limit it to 10 records. Okay, let us use our selects. So the best thing you can do for yourself is use selects. Before you run updates, first run select. When you now see that the select is fine, then you now change it to updates record. So I'll say select all from customer where. Okay, let me just select all from customers, right? So before I run my updates, even till today, the first thing I will now say is, oh, this is the guy I want to update. The customer ID is equals to 2, right? I'll say where customer ID equals to 2. So when I run my update, when I run my select, I've seen the record. It is until then I will now change this guy to update customers, set customer name equals to read 1. So, I've already run the select. I'm sure of that this is the only record I want to update. Now, there's something you mentioned, right? So let us select all from customers and let us limit the into 2. We limit, select all from customers. I think row limit or something. Limit 2. It's been a while I used this. There's something called limits. There's a limit. But I know there's, let's see, SQL limits rows, yeah, limit rows. Yeah, sure. So maybe the database we are using does not allow the limits, but basically this is how to use it. Yeah, oh, sure. So fine. So it just returns the first 5 records. So it limits the record it's going to show to you. So let us quickly talk about delete. So now, just like the update, you see, be careful when deleting record in a table. Notice the where clause in the delete statement, right? The where clause specifies which records should be deleted. If you should omit the where clause, you have deleted all the records in the database. Is it not another wahala you are looking for?
Oh, hello.
Can't you retrieve?
You say? If you don't get it, forget about it. It's gone. However, Oracle database have a process which it calls the commit. Oracle database has planned for the fact that you can make an error. So, however, if they do not do auto commit, so some of you in your organization, you might be using Toad, right? If you set auto commit on your Toad, if you support a law, it has gone. except they do a rollback, a database rollback, a database data restore before that data. And most of us are working in a mission critical environment. Most of us are working in fintechs. We are working in health tech. We are working in these records are live data on the go. Would you now shut down your application to go and revert a database? I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Would you shut down the database because somebody have pressed control spoil? Please play around your select more. Before you run delete, before you run update, make sure you do a select statement first. I have been in a situation where I deleted all records. The good thing was that we were using Oracle database in my organization then. Immediately I saw it, I just saw 16,000 records deleted successfully. Wahala. The next thing I just did was I reverted back because there was I did not enable auto commit. So commit, there are some certain things that when you start growing in database, commit, things like there's something called transactions, database transactions. It's not you transfer money to me that is called transactions. So in database is a different thing. The process of transactions, we use it in fintechs and the rest, where we are having live data happening. So what happens when there's what happens with when we implement transactions on a flow is that if there is any reason it fails, do a full rollback. If there's any reason there's a failure, the whole process is not completed successfully, return it back. You could see I'm discussing a lot of things. So I would want you to probably take your time, because the truth is, for those that are not on this class, for you to watch this 1 hour video is going to be very hard. But you could just do it 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes. But to watch a series at one go is very possible. So let's quickly do some few more things before we call the class a day. So, right, we have a table called products. Let's select all from products. I want to quickly perform some mathematics operations on this guy. So we want to select, it could tell you, give us the average products, average price of products that exist in our products table, right? What I would just say is, what is the price column? Is called price. I'll say select AVG, the price from products. Then this guy gave me Espro Kineko. There's something called alias in database. You know, some of us, aka Princey Baby, aka Sugar Baby. We can also name our results. Let us name it as, you see that immediately I put as, you saw it changed, it gave it blue letters because it's a keyword, as average price. Can you see? Don't go and make a mistake of putting space. So if you want to put space, put it in a Are we communicating? So let us leave average. They could tell us that we should calculate the minimum price. Let us find the minimum price. Then minimum price. Sorry, I need to add the as minimum price. So some databases allow you to just put space, then put the alias, but some databases do not allow you. So if they say we should calculate the maximum price, can you see it? So, okay, they could also tell us that count all the products that exist. I could say count all products. I could also use where here. Do you know why it gave me error? Because I'm using a keyword. As it works. So I could say, oh, they would say count all the products. Okay. Select all from products. Count all the products whose price are more than 18 naira or $18. So we now say count all from products where the price is greater than 18. So I could put this as counter. So, when I say greater than 18, is not going, okay. I said something that the best thing you can also do is also do select all, right? You see, there is nothing like 18 here. If I want to also include 18, these are mathematics functions, right? I'll say equal is greater than or equals to 18. So now it's going to add 18 as part of the record. So you see this guy is already giving us the number of records. So when I change this guy to say counts, right? You see that it's going to give me 47. So we've discussed average, we've discussed count, okay, sum, right? For this sum. So let's say we want to sum the prices. So what it has done is that's added all the prices of, so if we remove this equals to, you see that's so then, okay, I told you something about the like, right? This is a wild card. Yeah, I was looking for the right word. It's called a wild card. So I think we've already discussed this, right? Where we discussed the wild card, select like. So where you put your wild card, right? If you don't put the wild card before your text, right? If you put it after your text, it's going to search everything that starts with that text, then any other thing else. But if you put your wildcard before your text, it's going to look for anything that exists. Then the end must be the text you have imputed. I think we've also discussed in. So let us quickly discuss something like between. So let us select all prices. Let's select all products where the price is between 10 and 18. Are we still together? Is Ridwan performing magic?
Oh, they are following.
Thank you. So I would let me rush back to the PowerPoint slide if there's something else I'm missing. So okay, just some fun facts, right? So when you search when you use Google search, right, it searches billions of pages from its own database. Facebook stores over 300 petabytes of data. You know, yesterday we spoke about data that they are pieces, 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 pieces. Even your phone has a database. Do you know that? So all of those settings that you are keeping, why is it that your phone, when you set the settings, when you off the phone and come back, why is it that the whole settings does not get spoiled? When you do factory reset, don't you know that it's clearing all of the database back to what it came with? So those are just some fun facts, right? So we spoke about what is a data, right? These are pieces of information, just like your name, your phone number. Then we spoke about what is a database, right? So I'm asking myself, right? So when you say a database, it's an online collection of related. It has to be, we said something yesterday. You go to accounts department to find the account records of the company, and you are seeing staff date of birth, his school certificate. What is he looking for? Is that kind of place, you would know that these guys are not serious set of people, because you are seeing a different data that does not go to where you are finding it. When we talk of database management system, we spoke about Access, Oracle, MySQL, Mongo. There are a lot of DBMS. Sorry, Mongo is not a DBMS. Microsoft Management Studio. What does the table contain? A table contains rows and columns, right? Rows are for individual record, then columns are the data type. What does our CRUD stand for? Create, read, update, delete. No cramming. Create, read, update, delete. Which SQL command is used to retrieve data? Select, 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 select. Anytime you are forgetting, just remember when you are passing Oshodi, they say bend down, select, bend down, select. You are doing what? You are picking. You are picking bins. You are picking the clothes you want to buy. How do you remove a record from the database? Delete. Why do we need a primary key? A primary key is to keep distinct record in our database. Keep distinct record in our database. Now, before I round off for today, there's a difference between alter. Okay, alter is you are altering the database. You can not update, you can update. When you want to make amendments to the, you do alter. When you want to drop a table, sorry, I've already said it. If you want to delete a table, you don't say delete table. It is record you delete. If you want to delete a table, you will say drop table. Drop. I want to drop. I delete this table away from my database. So some of the things we learned, data is important and it is everywhere. So like I'm saying, it is not, don't cram anything. This is just relate with it like human, right? It is very important. It is everywhere. It helps us it helps us store and organize our data. One of the people that I know that are always keeping good records are HR. When you go to HR department, you are looking for read one, they will just go to R, they'll go and pick it. That's one of the examples I've been using since yesterday. And our database management system help us manage our database. Our DBMS is not our database itself. The DBMS is more like our GUI that connects us to the database, because our database most times can only be accessed via command line. Right? And every one of you are using database every day, even though you don't want to agree, but you're all doing select, delete, update. As you are going, even that your phone, where you keep some what's it called? Some images. When you delete that image from your phone, right? What are you doing? It's part of database. So just relate this to our day-to-day activities, and you see that you have learned a lot. So questions and answer in life, questions are guaranteed, but answers are not. But ask your questions. I hope I'll be able to answer your questions. Questions?
Very much for the class. It was very impactful. I appreciate your time.
I
Joyce,
have a
your
question. Yes.
okay,
So
fire.
while the class is going on, something is going in my head. So I want to ask, is it like this database now that all this operation that is being carried out, let's say you are working in an organization and you want to perform all these queries, is it like where you download SQL, then you copy the URL of the database you guys have insert and be able to perform all these things?
So in some organizations, right, like you said, those databases do not reside on your PC. The central databases, right? You connect to those databases using an IP address. They give you username and password. Yes. When you connect to one of the tools in the I can connect to it has interface to connect to database. So all of what we are discussing are things you can do with it.
Oh.
So that language that the database understands, it understands English language, but not your own plain English language. It now understands structured query language.
Okay. It's clearer now. Thank you.
So what you understand is structured query language. So those interactions, select, delete, do this, do this. That is what you understand. Those are structured query language. Who else have questions for us? Admin is having question. Yeah, go ahead.
Good evening, sir. Thank you very
Good
much.
evening.
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
this is Abimbola.
Okay.
Okay, so I wanted to find out, at some point when we were doing SQL and you wanted to do for Germany and Mexico, then
Yeah, I
Boyode now
said it
said
wasn't.
you should do
I
for
said it
country and
wasn't.
city.
Yeah,
Is it
yeah,
that
yeah.
country cannot merge?
No, it can't. Okay, let's quickly just jump into that.
Okay, sir.
So, why the record wasn't returning was because I did. Okay, select all from customers, right? Where country equals to Germany. I must say, and country again equals to Mexico. But you realize that I used in. So the reason why it's not going to return this, right, is because there is no record that has country as Germany and has country as Mexico. So that was why I corrected myself and said we are using country in Germany, comma, Mexico. So, but we can say country where country is equals to Germany and the city, because we are saying the two statements must be correct, right? So is there any customer that has his country as Germany and also has his country as Mexico? No. But his country can be Germany and is from the city of Berlin. Do you understand? So I'm trying to show you what happened, why I switched from using and to in at that point. So where we use and is that the two parameters I'm giving to you must be correct. Are we
Okay,
together?
but I'm not still cleared.
Okay.
We are together.
Okay.
We are
So
together, but I'm not still cleared.
let me
I want to
explain again.
get, I
Let
want
me
to
explain
clarify
again.
it.
Let me
Is
explain
it that,
again.
is it
Just
that
hold
we
on.
cannot have
Let me
customers
explain.
from Germany?
Hold
Okay,
on.
okay.
We have customers whose country is equals to Germany, right? Do we agree? Do you agree on this? The country is
Yes,
Germany. Is there any
yes.
customer whose country is Germany and Mexico at the same time? Do you have any customer whose country is Germany and Mexico? Is there any
You have
customer
some
like that?
customers that are in Germany, and you have some customers
No,
that
we
are
have
in
some
Mexico.
customers that are in Germany and we have some customers that are in Mexico, right?
Mexico,
But there's
yes.
no customer that is in Germany and Mexico.
Yes.
Do we
Yes,
agree?
yes,
There's
yes,
no
yes, we
customer, right?
agree. Yes, we agree.
So now, for you to search for customers that are in Germany and customers that are
Okay,
in Mexico, you are
okay.
going to use in, because you are saying that I want to select more than one country. You are not going to
Okay,
use and.
okay, okay, okay. That's fine then. That's
Do you
fine.
get it now? So that's why I
Yeah.
said I want you to, I need to just play it back. So I had to show you the error that I faced and re-explain to you again. So
Okay,
where the customer in, so the customer that exists in Germany, give me all the customers that exist in Germany, give me all the customers that exist in Mexico. Do you get it?
yeah, yeah,
So when you
yeah.
use and, the two operators, the two parameters must be true. When you use
Okay,
or, one of them or both of them can be
okay,
true.
okay,
But
okay.
when you use
Noted.
and, both of them must be true. That's why I said, do we have any customer that is in Germany and Mexico at the same time? No.
No. Okay,
Are we
clear
clear
now.
now? Okay.
Yes.
Any
Thank
other
you.
question? So don't be afraid of database. Database is just what we do on a daily basis. We see it on a daily, we interact with it, but we don't just know that, oh, what I'm doing is database. So immediately you start using Excel to input record, delete record, just start marrying it with what you've learned so far. Oh, start into this is what I'm doing. Oh, I'm deleting, I'm updating. So that is what you're doing. So thank you very much, and we'll call it a wrap for the SQL session. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ridwan. Thanks a lot. We are so grateful. Guys,
Yes,
let's use
madam.
the emojis. Let's thank our facilitator for tonight. Thank you
Thank
so
you very
much,
much.
Ridwan. It's been 2 days of a
Thank
thorough
you.
review of databases. Please, guys, on the side, don't go and drop any table. No. Don't say it on stage. And well, they don't usually give us. They don't give QAs drop access. Please. There are too many stories.
So
Stories
I'm
about
not a company. I am not in my team. You will not be the individual that taught you how to drop table or delete.
Please don't go and drop table. Thank you.
Don't drop table. If you have to do updates, delete. Please run your select. See the record. Database administrators who have 10 working years experience. They first do that select query. When they see that the select is selecting, is bringing the exact thing before they change it to updates. They don't just run updates. Because I have 10 years working experience. I've been in an environment where we were supposed to do a database patch. We were doing some database patch, and it was this colleague of was on they needed to shut down the test environment database. Unfortunately for him, it was on the production environment and production environment database. And we were serving at least 21 Nigeria, I said 21 African countries. To tell you, this thing looks like it's small now. It is not small. Oh. What is there? If you make a mistake, it could cost your company billions, depending on the size of the organization. Please be very, very careful. That is why you have something like W3 schools, you have SQL Fidu. Practice online. If you can create a database on your local PC, please and please do not test what you have learned on your organization database. It is very important. Don't try it on your organization database. Use SQL Fidu. You can download database. Check online. You can download. You can have a database on your PC where you manipulate the record, you insert, you alter database, you delete, you drop database. It is on your local PC. Please and please, it is very important. Like, it is very important. As simple as database could be, it could end your career. Thanks, and have a wonderful weekend and a wonderful week ahead.
Thank you so much. Good night. Thanks, everyone. Abimbola, David, thank you.